It's time for the third episode of Make Space Boring. It's a quick recap of who I met and what I learned yesterday in the space field so that we can all keep track of what's happening. So, first thing that happened yesterday, I was asked by Bryant Mishima-Baker to comment on a question about space law. I am not a space lawyer. He is, but it was nice to get asked. And somebody had asked a question about, I'm just looking over at the other screen here to read it, what are the current laws regarding destruction or irreparable damage to or of an operational asset by detritus left behind by another political entity, and can a nation or commercial entity be found liable in the wrongful death of an employee if acting in a reckless and negligent manner with regards to uncontrolled space junk left behind? So, very exciting question, and because of the research and the podcast episodes that I've done with space lawyers, done a couple of them, and they'll be coming out soon. I'm not an attorney and I am a total novice at space law, but I was able to say that the third Outer Space Treaty does cover this liability question, and that nations are responsible for the actions of their citizens. We had a good string of guests sign up yesterday, book their times to be a guest on the Cold Star Project, which is the full format podcast that I do about space. It's centered, season 2 is centered on small sats and space. So who we book with? Gary Calnan of Cislunar Industries. Cislunar is a term that I just learned, and it's the sphere that you can make about the area of the moon, and it covers the Earth and all the low Earth orbit and medium Earth orbit that's inside of that. Professor Joan-Pau Sanchez, space engineering professor at Cranfield University in the UK, and Grant Anderson of Paragon Space Development Corp, which is in a very cool field, thermal control, clothing and protection against very cold places. And this has a special spot in my heart because my brother works in Yellowknife in the Northwest Territories in Canada, and he's a permafrost expert. And I got to admit, when he called me years and years ago to tell me he was at university in Ontario getting a master's degree in permafrost, I burst out laughing because I had no idea what that was and what was involved. And of course, I immediately started asking questions, and you find out, oh wow, this is a pretty complicated topic, and it is relevant in space. And so I'll be excited to talk to Grant about what he's doing with thermal control. If you are a manufacturer in space and you're struggling with your processes, more engineering is not going to solve it. Hiring more engineers and redoing the entire system is not what you need to do. You need to come and talk to me instead. Thanks for watching. Talk to you tomorrow.